Hello and welcome to Digital Assets class. First off, let me say I am not a financial advisor. These videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I encourage everyone to do their own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. So in the previous video, I talked about why XRP is my number one digital asset. And the reason XRP is my number one digital asset was because of Ripple, the company. That was my number one reason for them being my number one digital asset. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what Ripple, the company, is actually trying to accomplish, which is global payments. They are setting out to replace an old archaic system when it comes to cross-border payments. So SWIFT is the de facto messaging system used to transfer money across borders globally. So let's just look at what SWIFT actually is. SWIFT is a global member-owned cooperative and the world's leading provider of secure financial messaging services. We provide our community with the platform for messaging, standards for communicating, and we offer products and services to facilitate access, integration, identification, analysis, and regulatory compliance. So basically what SWIFT is a messaging system that incorporates over 11,000 banking and securities organizations. They basically send money or send messages. They don't even actually send money. They just send a message from from a payee to a customer. So if you wanted to say a bank wanted to send money from the United States to Europe, they would actually send a message saying, hey, this payment is due to this person, and the message would, go across to the other country, stating that this transaction needs to transpire over on your side. So the bank has to actually have funds in a foreign account in order to fulfill the message once it's sent across. This is what XRP is really good at solving, the message and the system that they're good at solving. The other problem that you have with SWIFT is that it's purely a messaging service. So there is no way to actually track the message once it's been sent. So once you send the message, you kind of like sit back and cross your fingers and hope that it's received on the other end. Now, what Ripple is actually offering is a way to actually fund or offer liquidity for payments so that money does not have to be set up in Nostro accounts in order to fulfill a messaging service. You can actually use XRP as a liquidity, so you convert your local currency, your US dollars, to XRP, and then the XRP is sent to the other country. And once it gets there, it's converted from XRP to the local currency through the different exchanges. So XRP and Ripple are solving a major pain when it comes to banks. They are, they're freeing up capital or freeing up funds so that there's not trillions of dollars stored up in Nostro accounts all around the world in order to source liquidity for these messages. And they're also providing transparency so that the banking system can actually see what's going on. So when the message leaves or when the funds leave one place, you can actually track the information because it has, different data and stuff attached to it, the time, the date, how much, the entity that's being sent from, their address and everything. So you can actually track all of this information instead of just sitting back and hoping that the message is received. So Ripple actually offers 3 different products or 3 different solutions when it comes to cross-border payments. Only one of those solutions uses XRP. The first is XVIA, which is their payment API that actually initiates payments. If you go down through here, you can actually see what the standard access is. Seamlessly initiate a payment. Now, XVIA only allows you to initiate payments, whereas XCurrent is a send and receive messaging system, more like what Swift is. The biggest difference between Xcurrent and Swift is the fact that you can actually track your payments. So that's the big advantage of Xcurrent over Swift. But the cool thing about that is it's something that banks are familiar with. They're familiar with the whole messaging system. Hey, I'm sending this. Let me know when you receive it. We'll fund the account once it gets here. They're familiar with that. They're used to it. So it's a way for Ripple to ease into a system. The biggest advantage, like I said before, is the transparency, because now there's no longer the message was sent 2 days ago. You haven't received it yet? No, I haven't. They're able to track from beginning to end the total transaction based on the data and stuff that's attached to the message when it's sent across. So that alone makes Ripple a very viable competitor to Swift. And then when you add in the fact of XRapid, which is their solution that provides liquidity, it's a win-win, because now you're saving them money. It's much less money to send XRP across borders than it is to send a message and have Nostro accounts and trillions of dollars head up. You can use XRP to do on-demand liquidity. And that is a huge benefit to the banks. That's going to be a huge cost savings, which they can now pass that down to their customers, which is going to increase their business. Because guess what? If your customers are now able to send money, across borders, say from the U.S. back to the Philippines, if they're able to send money back to their families and it doesn't cost as much, then more of the money is actually being used for the purpose that they sent it for. So if you send in $500 back home and your family is only receiving $450 of it, that's $50 whole that could be used to do something else. I mean, in some places that may pay light bill for two months. In a small apartment or whatever. I know even in the U.S., my light bill sometimes is like $47. So that's a bill that's being paid. So if you can send that same $500 for a couple of cents, now you're getting $499.50. That's a huge benefit to your customers, and it's going to increase your revenue, based off of volume. So you may, right now the banks are making money off of, people sending money, and I'm sure they're making a pretty good profit. But if your volume can increase, I'll tell you a story. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. So the new Falcon Stadium, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they have the lowest concession prices in the country. So you can go there, you can take a family there and actually buy your hot dogs and pizza and Coke and all this type of stuff. You can actually go take your family there and afford to, buy concessions instead of sitting there like at a movie theater and spending $50 for some popcorn and a drink. So logic would tell, the average person, hey, they're not going to make as much money because everything's cheaper. But based off of pure volume, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium has the largest concession sales in the country. So based off the fact that they lowered their prices and increased their volume, they now have the highest concession sales in the country. And this is basically what would happen with the banks in this situation. They're able to lower their costs for their customers. So guess what? The customer is going to increase. The number of customers they have is going to increase, along with the number of times that they may send money now, because they can afford to send money more often. This is going to be such a win-win for everyone. So, like I said, Ripple, the company, has gone about this in a very smart and strategic way. And I believe that what they're offering to the public, to the banking system, is something that's, needed And it's been long awaited as far as I'm concerned, because now they're bringing the whole financial system into the 21st century. You know, the age of the internet is finally reaching the financial sector, and they're able to, you know, do things in a matter of seconds or minutes versus, you know, days. So again, that's the main reason that I've chose XRP as my #1 digital asset, is because of their use case and what the company Ripple is able to do with XRP. I hope this helps you guys out. I appreciate you if you like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.